Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at an amazing model here of the Gunbuster from Bandai. This is a part of their Shokugan modeling project, so this thing is highly detailed and has a ton of pre-painting on there as well, so it looks really good straight out of the box. It's pretty awesome and I can't wait to share it with you guys. Let's go ahead and get into the review. Alright guys, starting off, taking a look at the box and its contents, you'll notice not a very large box for this kit, and it's very different in its design. If we take a close-up look at this, you can see it's got this matte finish on it, but a very cool photo of the kit there with that very bright glowing eye. But the text is in this really nice silver, the shiny silver there. The side of the box features another photograph of the kit with some silver text on both sides, a little bit different pose there it looks like. On the back of the box, here's where we have some more information. No silver here on the back, but some more photographs of the kit just in different poses, showing the articulation and the just posing options, I guess, that you can do with that. Very cool box design, definitely feels very premium, and as you guys can see, it's not all that thick, not very big, but it's got like a sleeve here, so actually we can slip that off. Let's take a moment to check out the inner box here. Product design by Toshinao Miyauchi. Okay, there we go. There's the inner box for you. Pretty cool, just here in black and white. Alternative Destiny there at the bottom. And yeah, then right as soon as you open the box, you have a piece of gum, because technically this is a candy toy, which is pretty interesting. But there we go, there's all of our runners. We'll check all that stuff out here in a moment. It looks like this is our only instructions here for the kit, which is in a bag, which is always annoying. I suppose even though the box and the kit itself all feel pretty premium, it is pretty fitting, seeing as though it's a candy toy, that the instruction manual be very plain and not like a really nice colorful instruction manual. So you have your parts list and you have all the construction of the kit, and that's really basically it. You don't really have too much else in the way of different photos or anything, obviously, just with it just being very simple, very plain black and white instruction manual here. So with that, I guess we can go ahead and check out the runners. Alright guys, there's no polycaps or stickers to get into, so we can get right to the runners. Here is runner A, and you'll notice it has some bubble wrap around this section here where there's basically the kind of V-fins essentially. Really nice to have that on there for protection. And one thing you'll notice with these runners is that almost every runner has some pre-painting on it. So obviously the gold, this kind of black and orange is all pre-painted on here, also some silver down here on these parts. So just straight up built out of the box, it's going to have a lot of painting on this kit already done for you. Here's runner B with some more pre-painted bits here. And the other thing you'll notice that all the runners are small, so this pretty kind of smaller size is going to be about the standard for all the runners. Here is runner C with some orange and silver on there on the plastic, which is just a dark blue color here. Runner D, just some more dark blue with some black, a little bit of orange and silver down there on those parts for the hand. Runner E, a notably smaller runner, a lot of silver here on these parts. Runner F, obviously some parts there for the feet, and some other parts up there with some nice of that dark gunmetal silver color. And same thing here for runner G as well. It's looking very nice. And the same thing here for runner H, but we're about to get a different color runner here finally with runner I, which is in this metallic orange. Looks very cool. Runner J as well with some pre-painted bits on there, gold and silver it looks like a little bit. Runner K is a really impressive one. It's in a dark gray, but obviously a lot of pre-painting, so this dark blue is actually painted on there. The runner itself is gray, and then all that metallic red on there looks very nice. And the next handful of runners are all going to be in that same dark gray color, which is for basically kind of joint parts and internal frame type detailed parts. And so there's not as much pre-painting on these, but here's runner L. We had two of those L runners and also two of this M runner. The M runner though does have some pre-painting obviously right there. That's kind of a purplish silver color, looks really cool. Runner N as well, we've got two of these. Same thing with runner O, gray joint parts with no pre-painting on these. And the same thing here for runners P and Q as we wrap up all of our joint parts for the kit. Runner R is back to that dark purplish blue color, obviously for the large parts for the shoulders there it looks like. Runner S with some very nice metallic orange and silver on there. Same thing here for runner T, and you can get a sense of the size of the kit. I think it's going to be basically about the size of like a standard Bandai Gundam HG kit, it looks like roughly. Last but not least, runner U here for some more hand parts and some more details with, again, that kind of purplish silver on there that looks so nice. Alright guys, here's the kit all built up, and I mean, as you can see, this kit is made to look excellent straight out of the box. As we saw with the unboxing, there's just so many parts in this kit that are already pre-painted for you, so you have a lot of different, especially metallic colors going on in there, from like the dark metallic gunmetal to the metallic red, metallic orange, to the gold there on the heads. So all these metallic colors already pre-printed on there for you to make this kit look fantastic, just straight out of the box, as you guys can see. That said, as far as the accessories go, it's going to be pretty minimal. For your hand options, you have these closed fists. You also have a set of open, expressive, stretched out hands like this, which do look very nice. And this piece for doing the famous pose of the crossed forearms over the chest, so you'll basically replace the forearms of the kit there, plug those both into just this single piece that just fits over the front of the chest, and we'll see how that looks here in a minute. And then we just have an action-based connector, and that is it for all of the accessories for this. So while the kit doesn't necessarily come with a whole lot, you do get a lot with just the main body itself, as in, like I said, all the pre-painting there, of course, and just all of the detail. It's a very detailed kit, almost to the point of being overly detailed for my personal taste. But there's a ton of detail in there, so I mean, if you did want to go ahead and just repaint this, or even just, you know, add to what's already there, painting in some of these little details, doing some panel lining in some of these little bits where you have all this panel line detail and everything, I mean, you could certainly make this look even more detailed by just doing a little bit more extra work on it. But even if you don't, you still get, I mean, a lot of that detail straight out of the box. It's not like sometimes you get a kit where there's a lot of detail there, but it's not really all that noticeable unless the kit is actually painted or at least panel lined. In this one, you do actually see kind of all the detail, even though it's not fully painted. Let's talk a little bit about the articulation. I'm going to be careful with this. When you can move the head up to there, it's very pokey. You can see the mono eye down in there, the eye for this guy. You can point the head down to there, so pretty good range of movement up and down here for the head. Rotating the head is going to be something you're going to need to be careful of, just because you got the V-fin kind of points pointing up, and then you have points pointing down as well, which are going to be kind of getting in the way. So as far as side to side movement, you're going to want to be really careful with that, because especially with these big massive shoulders here, there's not a lot of room for that head to move around. And on that note, speaking of the shoulders, this big gap that you're noticing here in the side of the shoulders, that is supposed to be there. That's meant to be like that. So in case you're wondering like, oh, if I didn't put the pieces together fully or not, no, it's supposed to be like that. And when you press them at the top, that's actually kind of where they're coming to a point. That's actually wrong. It's supposed to be with a little bit of gap there, so you're supposed to leave it like that. And the reason for that is because it has this folded out blade here on the side. Now if you wanted to, you can close this up by just folding that blade all the way up inside the shoulders, and then you can press them together fully. You should be able to here if I can get it. There we go. I'm having trouble getting mine to stick together all the way. I'll have to see, maybe there's some part in there that's a little bit kind of turned the wrong way a little bit or something, but you should be able to get it closed up more once that blade is folded in. But it's kind of nice to just have that out, to be honest, seeing as how that's how it's pictured on the box art and like all the promo images for the kit. But the shoulder armor is connected between the torso and the arms, so you can kind of move that freely forward and back. And you also have these panels on the front and back that will move a little bit like so if you need to get those out of the way. Otherwise, again, just some nice color separation with like this separate metallic piece being plugged into there, these little verniers being separate pieces in there. Obviously with shoulders like that though, you are going to be a little bit limited as to how high you can bring your arms up vertically, and it seems to be about the extent of it to there, which is like not even 90 degrees. And you have rotation at the bicep, and you also have rotation below the elbow as well. The elbow joint is double jointed and should give you a pretty full bend there, again with some very nice detail and pre-painting all throughout. The wrist is on a ball joint and does also have a hinge. Your open expressive hands do also have that same hinge, so you can get a really nice angle with your hands. So around here on the backpack real quick, nothing moves there, but that's all just fixed in place. You do have some forward and back ab crunch here and a little bit side to side here as well too, so not bad articulation there in the stomach section. These little bits of skirting armor will also move up and down on the front, on the sides, up all the way, up and out of the way, so you can get your leg out to 90 degrees, which is nice. And the hip joint is also able to drop down a little bit, so that way you can bring the leg all the way far forward here as well, and you'll notice it's also kind of rotating there and falling out. The leg is kind of heavy and does tend to fall apart at the joints kind of easily there. But you can get, once again, a nice full double jointed bend there at the knee for the full extent of that. This little bit here on the side is just kind of tacked on there. You can kind of rotate that a little bit forward and back, but that's about it for that little thing. And then down here at the ankles, that will rotate side to side for getting a pretty nice wide stance there. Forward, like so, back like so, and there's your detail up underneath the feet. So all the details there. But no, these panels here on the forearm and the panels on the legs do not open up like they do on the Aoshima model. And as we try out a few different poses to basically wrap up the review here, this one thing that I want to talk about is how this kit compares with the Aoshima version. And Aoshima has a few different variations of their Gunbuster kit, but for, you know, roughly the same price, actually the Aoshima kit I believe retails for actually a little bit less than this one. The Aoshima kit is larger, it comes with a lot more accessories, and again, it's a little bit cheaper than this kit, whereas this kit is, you know, more expensive, smaller, but it does have a lot more detail on the outside. So if that's something that you like about this kit, if that's something that you care about, this one certainly has a lot more details. And then of course this one obviously has all of the pre-painted metallic colors and everything on there. So if you want, you know, the version of the kit that looks the best, just built straight up out of the box without doing anything with it, and you want just the basic kit, just the main body itself, and you want it to just kind of be standing there or in a pose or whatever, then this one's great. But overall, pound for pound, I have to say I definitely prefer the Aoshima version. I just feel like you get so much more value for the money with the kit like that. But let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions. I've now reviewed both versions, so if you guys haven't seen my review of the Aoshima version, or if you haven't seen it for a while, you can go back, take a look at that if you're interested. Between the two versions, what are your guys' thoughts as to which one would be the better buy? I mean, I'm sure there's definitely people who would certainly be more interested in this one than the Aoshima version, or vice versa. Maybe you guys agree with me. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. But at the end of the day, this is a really cool kit. Definitely, it's a really nice one. It's just pretty pricey for what you get in the box, I feel like. But again, like I said, let me know your guys' thoughts. If you guys are wanting to check out the Aoshima kit, I know we do currently have it in stock at the moment here at USA Gundam Store. We can check out any other kits that you guys might be interested in there. As always, the link to USA Gundam Store will be down in the video description below. Thank you guys so much for checking that out. And if you would also like to like the video and or subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for checking it out. Until next time, hope you're having a great day. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.